Behind me is a super cute Chinese electric super mini quadricycle, the BAW Pony, BAW. It's the Beijing Auto Works. It is really cute. It is comfortably under £20,000. But what is it actually like? I'm looking forward to finding out. So yes, the Beijing Auto Works Pony. It's got the badge, it's got the cute headlamps. It is a bonny looking little thing. If you wonder what the pickups are in the background, look for my run horse video. But yeah, isn't it cute? A dinky little thing. Nice boxy shape, nice and practical. And some nice styling details as well. Like the BAW in the rear lamp there. For some reason, European homologation ponies come with a little reflector above the rear wheel arch. We have no idea why. This is brand new, hasn't even been registered for the road yet, but has another surprising feature. I really like those lamp clusters. There's another one in the background with my 2CV. If we pop the back open, you might be surprised to note it's a van. It's a surprise van with windows. Yes, this one is spec'd without the rear seat, so loads of room for your charge cable. And then you've just got this load area. There's a soft mat down here to protect the floor, and a big cage to stop stuff accidentally coming forward. It seems mildly overkill, but certainly I've been in such vehicles without a guard, and stuff does tend to go flying around. So you can see all the fitment positions for the rear seat and the seat belts that aren't here. But yeah, that is a good amount of space. Compared that with a Smart, it's very different indeed. See, nice quality, nice reassuring sounds, and the doors open really wide. And look at that interior. Isn't that jolly? Look how bright it is. Look at the pedals, plus and minus, and this minty green trim, absolutely delightful. So here's your controller, reverse, neutral, drive and sport. Yes, it has a sport mode. Heater controls here. It's all very minimalist really. We've got a screen ahead of the driver. Hello everybody, now you can see me. It's in kilometers an hour at the moment. That can be changed. Like I say, it hasn't really done any miles at all yet. 119 kilometers, my mistake. It has actually done some kilometers. That must be another setting, but yeah. It's got all mod cons. Instead of a glove box, it's got a little cargo net, but good storage in the doors. I really like the mat down the front here. Electric windows, central locking, electric mirrors, and even buttons on here. And look, Bluetooth connectivity, so you can control your phone, flip through various modes on your Bluetooth. I've accidentally set it to radio, USB, and Bluetooth, so you've got all that gubbins going on. Quite a shiny screen, I will say, perhaps a little too shiny. Hi. But yeah, nice steering wheel. Actually has an airbag in it as well. We've got some blanking plugs. I love blanking plugs, doesn't matter what the car is. And I've got this little oddment tray, which is a bit odd, but the seats really quite comfortable actually. Quite nice and supportive. Fixed head restraint is a little close, but that's a problem I have on pretty much every modern car ever built. I think regulations must have something to do with it. But this is so new, everything's still covered in plastic. Look at that! I even get a little courtesy mirror. Marvellous. So yeah, let's have a look around other aspects of the car. The surprises abound here, because up at the front we find not a motor but a steering rack down there, and some of the charger gubbins for when you're charging the car up, and that's kind of about it. Your refrigerant for the aircon, your screen wash, brake fluid, tiny little servo, or I suppose it's probably more a vacuum pump really, isn't it, because it's electric. There is no servo, there's no inlet. Maybe it's BAW, because that's the noise you make when you look at its little face. BAW. Yes, this pony is rear wheel drive. Look, we have a diff. We have a big motor in front of it, and a panhard rod to locate it. More electrical gubbins under here as well. and coil spring rear suspension, and drum brakes at the back. I do believe it has ABS. Now these really are just coming to the market in the UK. They've been on sale in Europe for a little while now, but obviously right hand drive needs catering for, so it's good that that is done. In terms of pricing, expect to be somewhere between 12 to 14,000 pounds. It depends on the spec you go for. This is the slightly lower spec battery. Behind me is the one with the higher spec battery. So the Pony has a claimed range of 105 miles from its 13.7 kilowatt hour battery pack, but there is a Pony Plus with a 17.3 hour kilowatt hour battery pack, and that's good for a claimed range of 135 miles. So they can do out of town pootling as well, and you can go a fair distance, but obviously you need to bear that range in mind. And I am not going to be able to test it long enough to find out what the range is, but it would be interesting to find out. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to how they drive. Rear wheel drive, little electric car. Surely this can only be a good thing. There's a warranty as well. The battery is covered for 5 years or 35,000 miles. The car itself for 2 years or 12,000 miles. But I believe an extended warranty is a possibility. But yeah, we've got airbags, parking sensors, air conditioning, alloy wheels. Oh, sorry, no, the alloy wheels are an extra £280. And you can have an external pastel colour for £490. But it's standard 16 amp charging, so it hasn't got rapid charge on it. But you're probably still only going to take 4 to 6 hours to charge the battery, depending on how flat it is. Right, I've got the thing fired up. We better do a wiper test. Oh no, oh no. I feared as much. We've got a bit of leaf debris. There is, oh, a very big triangle of doom. It's almost City Rover levels. Let me show you. So this is the triangle of doom, where the passenger arc doesn't meet the driver's arc, and so you get this big triangle here, which will lead inevitably to dribbles of disappointment. But I guess you can't have everything. It's struggling to focus on my triangle of doom. I guess it probably doesn't understand such things. But there we go. We are ready for action. In terms of the interior quality, it feels okay. It would be nice to have some adjustment on the steering column. It's a little high for my liking, actually. But, you know, some of the plastics are a little cheap feeling, but nothing overly dramatic at this price point, certainly. Enormous door mirrors. And let's just check the electrical adjustment, because I need to adjust that one. Yep. The switch feels a bit cheap and flimsy, but it seems pretty decent otherwise. But yeah, yeah, windows work well. We've got aircon, the fan. Has various levels of ferocious, the hazard lights. We've got an electronic click and an actual mechanical click. That's quite intriguing. And but the stalks themselves are quite like little. Look at the rubbery gaiters on them. So they're quite pleasant. Operate lights like so. There's even a fog light apparently. I love the fact you can hear all the relays working. Adjustable headlamp height, and we've got dash vents and everything. The style in here, I think, is really, really good, and a nice light headliner as well. Right, should we go for a drive? I'm almost over the windscreen wiper situation. Into drive on my little dial down here. I'm going to open the window, because as you move away it starts bonging. And the bong actually changes the faster you go, which I think is hilarious. I don't know if you can hear it on the outside. Doors locking. Let's close the window so we've got a bit less noise going on. Oh yeah, picks up nicely. You can hear the motor a fair bit, but it's right at the back of the car, sort of underneath the back seat, so it's quite close to you. Watch out for the bus. Stalks feel a little cheap, but seem to work well enough. Interesting double click, because we've got the electronic one, fake one, and also an actual relay click. There is a bit of motor noise going on, but put the fan on as well, a bit of ventilation. It's worth remembering that this is a quadricycle, not a car. So in refinement terms, not as good as a Dacia Spring, which is a car. But I would say the refinement is better than the Citroën Ami and the Microlino. The Microlino is the one that looks like a BMW Isetta modernised, and it was great fun to drive, but the motor noise was excessive and it was quite rough as you were on and off the throttle. This, apart from the fact it kind of whinnies a bit like a pony. Yeah, it's not too bad. There's no driveline shunt at all, so coming on and off the throttle, it's really quite smooth. But here we are, 50 mile an hour roads. I'm going to stick in normal drive mode to start with. And away we go. That is foot flat to the floor. 40 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour. We're about 40 miles an hour now. And we are cruising at 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles an hour. This is so fresh, it hasn't had the units updated. There isn't an easy way to go in and do it. You've got to reprogram it with a computer. But for a quadricycle, I'd say this is pretty decent at 80 kilometers an hour. Feels very comfortable at it. And not much regen, so we'll hit the brake pedal. And nothing too dramatic to report there. Let's go back around and do it again. Oh, sorry, tread plate's flying around. Certainly, grip seems absolutely fine. Steering is nice, direct, not overly light. And now I'm going to put it in sport mode. Oh yeah! Yeah, that's gravity defeating levels of power. So with my foot on the floor, I can extract 206 on the, is that amps? If I go back into drive and put my foot down, it's restricting us to 128 amps. So that's the difference. It's not just pedal adjustments, responding how the pedal responds to your foot. It does actually unleash a fair bit extra power. So leaving it in normal drive mode means you'll extend your range just because you have less access to the power effectively. Currently reckons it's got 132 kilometers of range and 78% battery. So it's about 83 miles perhaps of range on sort of just over 3/4 of battery power. The steering wheel does obscure some edges of the display somewhat, but yeah, it's not too bad. I'll tell you what, it gets a lot of attention. People going, what is that? I have absolutely no idea. So foot down for the 50. And yeah, in drive mode it's a bit of a struggle to get there, but nonetheless it will do it, and it does it quite nicely. But I think I'd rather just have it in sport mode and just have all the access to the power. Sport may be pushing it a bit, in all honesty. Yeah, it is a little noisier, but it's not bad. The ride is pretty good, I have to say, even over the speed humps. It seems to take them pretty well. As we're getting the speed up, you can hear a bit of wind and tyre noise. But again, I'll remind you, this is a quadricycle. So I think you can describe the refinement levels as within spec. It's quite a bit better than some of its quadricycle rivals. But it's just a really nice place to sit with all this colour in here. I find it really nice, and I love the fact that it's so simple in here. There's so little to play with, really. We've got the gear control down here, and then kind of matching them, but in chrome, the heater controls. And we've got aircon. I haven't got the aircon on, it's just not that sort of temperature. And you can recirculate, and there's a PTC, which I think must be Chinese for putting the heat on or something. I don't know how it translates. But yeah, you can cover distance in this, no problems. Rob, who is importing these, was saying, you know, it'd be perfect for towing behind your motorhome and get to your campsite, and then off you go. You go buzzing around town or buzzing around the countryside. You know, 50 miles an hour isn't 60 miles an hour, which is the legal limit on most roads, but here we're flitting between 40s and 50s, and that's no bother at all. I will say perhaps that motor noise gets a bit much when you're cruising along at, whoops, 50-ish. It's not a particularly pleasant frequency on the ear. But then I don't think these were really built with that sort of distance in mind. You're just meant to use it for bombing about locally, really. Just me then. Yeah, even in sport mode, the getaways are undramatic, even if you are particularly careless with the throttle application. I think it's been quite nicely mapped, because obviously you can map how much power the motor gets at any given speed. You can build a ramp in. I don't think it's got any form of traction control other than that, really, which seems entirely sufficient. I'm going to pop the aircon on and see if that makes things cooler in here. So yeah, well mannered, very pleasant, and feels actually quite nicely built. So it'd be interesting to see if cars like this become more commonplace. It is proof that the Chinese are really developing cars very quickly, and much like the Japanese initially, their cars were seen as a bit of a joke. When Toyota launched in America, it was an utter failure. Their cars just couldn't handle the freeways, so they gained a very bad reputation. But then look at what happened with Toyota. I think the Chinese are fast heading the same way, so laughing them off is becoming a dangerous business. After all, more and more European manufacturers are now having their cars made in China. A lot of development is done in China. The Dacia Spring is built in China. So is the small Volvo EV these days. So it's a market you ignore at your peril, I think. This feels a lot more together than I think I probably expected, to be honest. I'd say this is definitely the nicest quadricycle I've driven so far, and the one that feels most like a car.